How's it going everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Battlefront 2 video. And in today's video we're going to be discussing upcoming DLC and why I'm a little bit worried about it. Now before we get stuck into this, I just want to thank you all for the massive amount of support over the past week. It's really motivating to see so many people enjoying the content and lots of new faces joining the channel. So yeah, again I just want to extend out a massive thank you to you all for that. Now I also want to mention before we get into this, I know some people are probably going to shout negativity in the comments for this video and ask why I'm being negative. I just want to put it out there that I'm in the most positive mindset for this game that I've ever been in, and I'm really enjoying playing the game. This video is just a bit of constructive criticism, as I know I'm not the only person in this community with these concerns, and there is a difference between mindlessly negative and having constructive criticism, although a lot of people choose to ignore that. So anyway, I thought I'd discuss all that here, as I feel this is something that needs to change, and nothing will change if nothing is said. But anyway, back to the topic of the video, why I'm worried about the upcoming DLC coming to Battlefront 2. Now this DLC is obviously going to include like Count Dooku, Anakin, a new large scale game mode and some skins. Now all of this sounds great, the content we're getting I can't floor at all. And I can't even begin to explain how keen I am for the new game mode and the two heroes, but one of the biggest issues I have with the upcoming DLC is DICE releasing one hero at a time. I'm one of the people in this community that really thinks this whole idea really is not good for this game. And that was actually proven with the release method of General Grievous and Obi-Wan Kenobi that it is definitely not a good idea. Adding one hero at a time really messes up with the game's two most popular game modes, Galactic Assault and Heroes vs Villains. So in Heroes vs Villains, when there's a new hero added, it creates issues because it's only for one of the factions. When people aren't on the same side as the recently added hero, they quit the game and try to re-enter different lobbies, which creates half full lobbies and a lot of sitting around waiting for a game to start. Now to make matters even worse and making lobbies even harder to fill, if the people on the team of the recently added hero don't get that hero, then they leave the lobby as well. Even though that right there isn't really an issue that's easily solved, I thought I'd discuss that part of it anyway. But there's no doubt at all that if both heroes were released at once, it would halve the issue of people leaving lobbies when they can't be the new hero in Heroes vs Villains. But as for Galactic Assault, the same issues still arise. You've got the issue of people leaving the lobbies when they aren't on the faction of the new hero, but in Galactic Assault, that isn't the worst issue when it comes to one hero being added. The biggest issue has got to be people sitting in the menus spamming for the new hero. Now, when Grievous dropped, I was in a game of Galactic Assault and my team had literally under half of the players actually playing the game and not sitting in the menus. And as a direct result of that, we got absolutely smashed by the enemy team. So it completely lopsides lobbies and creates stupidly unbalanced gameplay. Now some of you might be thinking, well, what's to stop both teams from sitting in the menu spamming for the new hero if there's a new hero for both factions? And it's a fair point, but at least the lobbies would be more even. There might be half a team on each faction playing at any given time, but hey, 10v10 is better than 10v20. Now this of course stops being an issue when the hype for the new hero dies down, but for the first few days after the new hero is added, it creates some really toxic gameplay in Battlefront 2's marquee game modes. And I mean, that's just not fun for anyone. Some lobbies are hit more harshly than others, but it's definitely a problem that was a big complaint when Grievous dropped especially. And like I said, it did affect some people more than others, so if it didn't affect you, just try to understand what it must have been like. So dropping both heroes at the same time instead of a month apart, in my opinion, would be much better for the welfare of Battlefront 2's game modes. But let me know in the comments below, are you okay with heroes being stretched out, or like me, would you prefer them to be added alongside each other? I think if Anakin and Dooku were both added in January alongside the new Obi-Wan skin and clone skins, it would be a much better kickoff to 2019 than only getting Dooku and having to wait for Anakin to be released alongside the new game mode in February, a whole entire month later. Now I know DICE already have their roadmap set, but I think if the community was vocal about it enough, then maybe they'd be willing to adjust a few things. After all, they are listening to the community really closely at the moment, given how well things are going right now. So any constructive criticism thrown their way, I'm sure they'll be taking things into consideration. But aside from mentioning the potential bugs the new heroes could bring to the game and the potential of a really unbalanced game mode, the idea of heroes being split up again for the next lot of DLC content is really concerning for me. The lobbies I was in when the new heroes dropped were really affected by the things I discussed in this video, and I brought it up when I reviewed the Geonosis DLC, and I just really don't want to see it happen again. As I'm not gonna lie, it really killed the fun and hype for the new content for me, and I know a lot of people were affected by this as well. But now time for you guys to get involved in the comments. Like I mentioned before, be sure to post in the comments how you want Anakin and Dooku to be added in the upcoming Clone Wars DLC. Do you want them side by side or a month apart? I'm actually really interested to see what yous are going to say about this. I know the repercussions of having one hero added affected some people more than others, like I've said 1,000 times before, but either way, I'm interested to see what the response to this will be. But guys, that just about does it for this video. Be sure to leave a like to show your support and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And with that being said, that wraps this video up. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again real soon.